What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, which was released on the PC, Nintendo 64, and Game Boy Color by LucasArts. And this game is based off of the Indiana Jones movie franchise. And the plot of the game, which is set in 1947, is that Indiana Jones is in the middle of an archaeological dig in the Canyonland when his friend Sophia Hapgood pretty much asks him for his help. She pretty much tells them that the Soviets are trying to dig something up at Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Where she found part of a machine. Where they find out is that at the tower, it goes back to the Tower of Babel, and they find that there's this machine that's supposed to be a portal to another dimension and stuff like that. And there's this Russian scientist that's trying to look for this portal too. So there's pretty much four parts to a machine called the Infernal Machine, and where this Russian scientist is trying to find it too. You know what I'm saying? So Indiana Jones is on a mission trying to find these four parts of this machine first before this Russian scientist does. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will try to pronounce it, the name of the scientist, but I will most likely butcher it. So it's kind of, his name is, I guess you will pronounce it, Volkenkopf or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? Now, pretty much for the sake of this review, I'm going to talk about the Game Boy Color version of this game. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that the PC and Nintendo 64 versions have 17 stages, and I think the Game Boy Color version has the same number of stages too. If anybody knows for sure, put it in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when you start the game, you start in the canyon lands and you go to the places like Peru and Nas Tomb. You know what I'm saying? No, it's called Noob's Tomb. You know, where you pretty much fight some of the Vulcan Cough's men through the course of the games, but you don't run into them a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you really like run into some scorpions like occasionally, you know. Now, through the course of the game, you will find like treasures, health packs, poison packs to help you out. I'll say the poison packs are really for healing you up from any scorpion stings and stuff like that, you know. Now, as far as like weapons is concerned, you will pretty much find like you start with a handgun and Indiana Jones whip and stuff like that. But you get other weapons throughout the course of the game, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be useful. Plus, you can get other items like an inflatable raft to help you out, like during the later parts of the game and stuff like that, when you like try to get to another side of a particular section where there's a river. Now, pretty much, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine is pretty much a exploration game, pretty much for the most part, which is kind of similar to the Metroid franchise and stuff like that. And there's also some puzzle solving too. You know what I'm saying? Now the game does have a password system where you can continue where you left off at. Now, when it comes to the graphics and the design of the Game Boy Color version of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, honestly, it doesn't look as good when you compare it to the PC and Nintendo 64 versions. You know what I'm saying? Even though the color palette is kind of decent, you know what I'm saying? And it hasn't aged well either. You know, the gameplay and controls is by far the best aspect of the Game Boy Color version. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can do stuff like push certain objects to a higher platform and switch between weapons without a problem. You know what I'm saying? And the game lacks the game. It lacks a soundtrack when you're talking about the gameplay aspect of the Game Boy Color version of this Indiana Jones game. Even though the Indiana Jones theme is in the start select screen, which is a real letdown in my opinion. When you're have a game that's released on the Game Boy Color, the least you can do is have some music while you're playing the game. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, this honestly, this game reminds me of a Atari 2600 game because it lacks a soundtrack for the most part. Now, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine for the Game Boy Color could have been a good game, but it just ended up being mediocre at best, you know. And in my opinion, you're better off playing the PC and Nintendo 64 version of this particular game and stuff. As far as the score, I definitely give it a 5 out of 10 because of the graphics kind of bad and no sound and no soundtrack during gameplay and stuff. Now, with that being said, sound off in the comment section about Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machines, regardless if you're talking about the Game Boy Color version, PC version, or the Nintendo 64 version. If you like this review, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy, Big Metro Fan 12, signing off.